Hi, I'm Tad Radzinski, speaker, educator, and expert in corporate responsibility and sustainable product design. Thank you for joining us today. We're working on our February blog series, and we're going to be talking about from strategy to success, ensuring effective implementation of your sustainability program. Today's topic is going to be on a very important aspect, which is building internal support for the sustainability program. Typically what we see is there's always a group or a person that's really focused on sustainability, but depending on the size of your organization, you need to get a lot more people involved to have an effective implementation program. So building internal support is really critical, and it's important to go from just one person or a committee to getting everybody in the organization committed and invested in this endeavor. So today we're going to be talking about the different aspects of that and how you can really utilize key tools and different scenarios to get people really motivated and excited about the sustainability program. So obviously, the first goal of the program is really to make sustainability part of your company's culture. Like I said before, you want everybody in the organization committed and aware and definitely marching to the direction of the business strategy, which is your sustainability program. If you remember, we're really trying to make sustainability part of the overall business strategy. So it's not a program or something you add on. It's not another thing to do. It is the way you do business as an organization. Your sustainability program is totally integral to the business strategy. And again, getting the company culture to think that, to live it, to act it is really important. It's also important to remember that for sustainability, if you recall, we talked a few episodes back in this series about doing stakeholder engagement, understanding what your employees want, your customers, the government that if you're interacting with government or NGOs, that kind of thing. So really your sustainability program then becomes, once it's part of your culture, becomes a key element in getting everybody engaged, involved, and you're constantly communicating information about the sustainability program. Because once it is part of the culture and once it's part of the business strategy, that program just becomes a way of doing business, and that's it. It's not another new thing to add on. Key aspect is really getting executive buy-in. I can tell you we've worked in a lot of organizations, and the companies where we have top management support are the easiest to get things rolling and to really make it happen. But you will find if you are just starting this endeavor on your own or you're already a sustainability professional, most often you may get some management direction that says, hey, we want you to do this, but usually sustainability positions are created from within. Someone who has some ideas, they see things out in the market, they see their competitors doing something, they hear from customers and they say, hey, we really need to do something here. And oftentimes you start from the bottom up and you're trying to get things done, just by taking initiative, maybe adding some extra duties on your job, new responsibilities. And usually what happens is some management person will notice and they'll say, hey, if you really want this to be part of your role, then let's write that up and now you will be the sustainability director, sustainability person. But getting executives to buy in is really key. And, I mentioned earlier about making it part of the culture, making it part of the business strategy. The key is to sell it to the management team that this is a key element of our overall growth strategy, our overall strategy for the organization, for long-term success. And remember, sustainability is about thinking about the present and the future and really focused in on economic, environmental, and social goals. So a little bit of education for the management team is really important. We've done a number of educations where we've come in and we've trained the C-suite on what sustainability is. But you as a sustainability person can fill that role as well. Also remember that sustainability program is part of your risk management program. And usually the C-suite, the managers are going to get that. You want to be able to say, hey, we know we're reliant on these resources, or we need this certain company to help us, or, our customers are really, engaged in this and want to see us doing these things. Once they understand that if they don't do it, that there is risk to the long-term success of the company, that really helps getting the executives bought in on it. And it's really important also to pay attention to what's going on in the world. Executives are going to understand if there are policies coming out, maybe on carbon, or, if you're a company that does food products and, there's a lot of activity now around palm oil. They need to know that, and they need to understand that their actions can be changed or adjusted, and factoring that into the overall business strategy and sustainability program is really important. So again, paying attention to that and educating them on these things. Next thing I want to talk about is building urgency within the organization. Everybody's busy, everybody's got their jobs to do. Most people, don't want to have extra work, so how do you get everybody in the business or the organization to really care about sustainability? How do you prioritize this? Well, one thing to do is prioritize actions and activities around what are going to have the biggest bang for the buck, so you can demonstrate quick wins. If you remember in our series back in January, we were talking about looking at operational initiatives, policy initiatives, different things you can do, and basically setting that up so you can manage those in an effective time frame to get some good wins and really get people engaged and excited. And usually one way to get some urgency is to focus in on what's important to certain people. So for example, if your operations guys know they need to meet a goal of saving energy, if you can find some good things in their manufacturing facility or assembly plant or whatever, and help them reduce costs around energy, that's going to get them to be excited about it. Also look for untapped resources for funding. Every year I work in multiple organizations, and it gets to be the end of the year, everybody has budgets, and they're like, oh my gosh, we didn't spend all our money. What are we going to do with this money? You can definitely hunt around and capture some of that and use it to integrate sustainability initiatives. So that's a really great way to get money. Also, getting people interested, other resources would be other people in the organization. So you're not the only person or a small committee trying to get other people excited about this. Also remember, it's building urgency is about meeting customer expectations. If you communicate that, our customers want this, we have to really do this, that's going to get people to really care. And then really focusing on the competitors. We do all kinds of training, whether it's for sustainable product development or we're training salespeople. And the thing we really look at is what are the competitors doing from a sustainability perspective? How are they gaining sales? Are they getting notoriety? Are they in the press for it? So these things are really important to remember and use that to your advantage to build that urgency. Next thing we want to do is really get total employee engagement. And this is, if you read any of the information that's out there on the internet, this is a common challenge. I know we work with some of the biggest companies in the world, and they have great sustainability programs, but it's really difficult to get all the employees to care and to be engaged. So one great thing you can do is identify leaders, people that really care. Find some department managers, or even, you'll find a, maybe it's a administrative staff person that really is into this stuff. Get those people, communicate with them, educate them about what's going on. Key aspect of this is developing effective communication systems so you can get the word out on the great things that are going on with the company in regard to the sustainability initiatives, the goals, the successes, how it's affecting customers, what the competitors are doing. Having an education and training program, maybe lunch and learns. I know in a couple companies I've gone and spoke at their women's network where they have a whole bunch of people come in and they meet monthly. It could be, an executive team meeting, a sales meeting, shareholder meeting, whatever. You want to educate people. And then, definitely look at integrating sustainability into, maybe it's integrated into performance reviews. If you can get it into top management that they have goals on meeting sustainability objectives, that's really great. But imagine getting that into everybody's goals. Hey, we as a company want to reduce our carbon footprint, and we're all responsible. So if we meet this certain goal, that's going to affect your overall performance rating. That's something to consider as well. And probably the most simple thing you can do is make it real. I can tell you the average person who's not, trained in sustainability or isn't an engineer or, doesn't really get this, if you make it real to them, and an example of that would be, I've done these trainings for different organizations where you have all kinds of people coming in, whether it's managers, workers, administrative team, cleaning staff, people that work on the factory line. And usually I talk to them about sustainability and ask them what they think, and you're going to hear things like, oh, well, we think it's ridiculous that we use styrofoam cups in our cafeteria, or we think it's ridiculous that we don't have reusable plates in the cafeteria, or we see people taking the recycling and throwing it in the trash, so make it real to them that they can connect. So initiatives like that are simple, they get it, and then you can build upon that really great thing to do. And once they get hold of something that they're really passionate about, you can actually expand the whole program much greater. So we're definitely going to be talking more about this. We're going to have a webinar on Tuesday, February 25th, where we're going to get way deeper into this. It gives a great opportunity for all of you to ask questions on the webinar, and very effective way for me to answer questions. That also helps a lot of people learn. I thank everybody who's been subscribing to my blog and sending me emails and comments, and that's helping drive these topics here. Every topic you see is based on comments we're getting from people. Hey, we really like this. Can we learn more about this topic or another? And don't forget, we're going to have our seminar in May, which is going to be a full day hands-on training. Really encourage all of you that have been following this to strongly consider attending that, because you're going to get some great information there and work in groups with people from all walks of life and really be able to share sustainability stories and do a lot of networking. So again, thank you for coming in today. Continue to email me. My blog information is all here, and I look forward to seeing you on the webinar on February 25th. Thank you.